Hey guys, and welcome back to Quad View. We're bringing you guys live coverage of the Qnatek LAN. I'm Menace, alongside me of Pansy. We're jumping into TCM versus ESPC. Unfortunately, they had already started a bit ago, so we're going to be a little bit late joining this one. It is the second half, and it's 6-6, so it might as well be 0-0, and only playing half of one map. I guess we could call it that way. But you know what, Pansy, why don't you take us into the first round of the second half?
Well, thank you very much. You can see TCM really getting their teeth into this round already with Lubo, Hitch, and Paradox picking up a frag each. And now ESPC look a little bit lost for what to do, as it's all on Cinder now. And you can see Hitch taking down his only teammate that was down. It was Bleak, and not for long, because Paradox rattles off the scope shot straight into his face. And that's finally getting the score a little bit uneven, and TCM picking up that round there. We can see TCM now on the defensive side. So maybe they can sit back and play to that time limit, but they're certainly bringing the game to ESPC already. Now,
we are just going to have a very quick little roster rundown. For ESPC, we've got Cinder, Bleak, Replan, Fake, and Janswer, and then for TCM, we've got Lubishmir, Hitch, George, Paradox, and King. So a very star-studded lineup on each side of the or on each side of the teams here. Now, we do see a little bit more of a quick gameplay compared to the City Streets match we saw earlier, and so quick that they even started way before their schedule. Or at least we were told to. But either way, it doesn't matter. We're in the match now, so let's enjoy it for what we can. We have got TCM pretty much holding out here. Not a single player has dropped. We're nearly 40 seconds into the round. Finally, the silence is broken as Bleak takes out King. And we do see Paradox sitting all the way here in spawn. There's actually no one on A defending it for TCM at the moment. And no doubt this is a little bit of a worry to them. Paradox is going to sit back. He's not actually having any of his teammates rotate. Looks like they have sniffed in the air that there might be a little hint of a B push still coming out here. And player exchange on either side as a Cinder goes down. Lubishmir also. It does seem that ESPC have got the better of this round. Janswer takes out Paradox. That's scope down for TCM, and that's a big one on this side, especially with a player like Paradox. Replan gets that bomb down, and in this situation, at this point in the game, it's really difficult to reclaim this A bomb side. It's so difficult to try and clear out all the positions you need to before you can defuse that bomb safely. And of course, the bomb is planted in a position that is easy for TCM to defend from.
Oh,
Janswer cleaning up the round, grabs himself 3 frags in that one, and we'll actually see him. Well, he's actually second from bottom, so redeeming his name there a bit.
Yeah, indeed. I'm going to pick up here with Paradox, but folks, do make sure you retweet what I just put on Twitter. Let's get people enjoying this game, because it is an absolute stunner. So Paradox on the defensive side with the scope. Lubishmir dropping an nade straight onto Bleak's face. You see Paradox spawning 2 players there. By that mid does drop down one that was fake, but there we go. Catches a nade for himself from Janswer. Now advantage strongly to TCM this round. Replan now left in a hideous position. Drops down to mid stairs, gets the frag onto George. Darts back round. There's a player really close to him. He's got to be careful. He's got the AK, he's got the bomb. There's a chance here. Drops out just to fake it out a bit. But there we go. Lubishmir knows far too well to fall for that Stevie smoke, and TCM stay in the lead by 1 round.
Now, with only that 1 round difference, I mean, you kind of sit in the situation where you either go for something big, to try and get that, try and expand the lead, or you just play extremely slowly and hope nothing happens. Well, interesting nade coming out here from Cinder as he throws one over towards that B side. I've actually got no idea where that one goes. I'm predicting it'll go somewhere towards the B arch. But of course, I'm pretty sure many other followers will go and try the one out themselves. What is this? Cinder pushing up through, towards mid. Takes out George, going to make his way over towards A. He's got a teammate with him there. And of course, if they work together, clear out this bomb side. His teammates, no doubt, will be rotating back towards his A side. Fake taking out Lubishmir. Janswer onto Hitch. Paradox takes out 2. Wow. Cinder actually jumps right in front of Paradox's aim. That's actually rather unfortunate, as TCM are now only a man down, and it was a 2 versus 5 lead. Explosives. Bomb does go down by Fake. Either way, though, they've still got 2 players on their bomb side. Paradox has to get a couple of picks moving up onto this bomb side. There is a player on fences. I'm not too sure if he saw him, though. And now moving across with his Deagle. Of course, going over across the top of the street. Janswer didn't actually see him, and this puts Paradox in a very good position as he makes his way down. Pulls out the Deagle, lands a couple of tags, goes for the scope, misses that too. Aiming towards that white van area. He's expecting everything from everywhere. And so far... Oh, tags up! Fake, are you kidding? Replan takes out King. Deagle comes out, finally finishes off Fake. The problem is that there's only 13 seconds. It goes for a defuse, fakes it up, climbs onto the car that made noise, and that's going to signal to them that it wasn't a real one. Either way, though, it's going to end in favor of ESPC, and they've evened it up, and we're sitting on a 4-4 scoreline.
It's going back and forth right now, and it's hard to call it either way. I'm going to pick it up here with Cinder, the attacking SMG for the ESPC side. See where they're going to actually plan to go. It seems more of a mid to B split. Let's see how this works out for them. Replan not fancying the mid peak after, well, Paradox has been absolutely on form. So Cinder dropping out of mid, just a nade to the mid stairs to stop anyone pushing up against him. Knows it's all clear, so now dropping down to mid market. Surely you're going to come up against some resistance shortly. Here we go, Bleak getting the first frag onto George, and Cinder just didn't bother peeking the corner, and Hitch will punish him just for that. Johnsby now on the push towards B in the wooden house. There's a player just out to his left. He's not too aware of this, but he's cautious anyway. This is land, this is where it all matters. People are getting tagged up left, right and centre all around him. But he's staying cool, calm and collected. So now makes his way out onto B-bomb. There is a player just to his left, and he hasn't spotted him yet. But Bleak now taking down Hitch. And now only 3 stand for TCM, but here we go, the evening up again. Luboshmir jumps out onto Jansby, but there we go, the reply from Fake. 3 against 2, ESPC regaining the lead in players. So now the B push coming on. You can see the bomb making its way there. It's with Fake, safe hands indeed. Replan watching the top of the street with that scope. But Paradox and King are still alive. And these players are really quite the ones you want left alive. So now Paradox in that B arch does drop out of smoke. Got the AK to hand because he doesn't want to be obviously going too long range when he knows that bomb is down and ticking. 35 seconds on the board. Darts in, but Bleak's eyes are truly trained there. That is a little bit of a sloppy push from him. With the scoreline so close, you can't be doing things like that, Paradox. You've got to be working that properly. And now ESPC get themselves back into the lead by 1 round. And surely Paradox has got to be kicking himself for that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you'd expect play. I mean, with 3 players alive and you've cleared out mid, you can assume all 3 are going to be on B. Now, to put 2 players with each other at the lower end of the street, not a good move. So, naturally, ESPC are going to split them up, you know, 1 top, 1 mid, 1 towards the lower end, which is what they did. And for Paradox not to expect that was, I don't know, I kind of want to say it's unorthodox. It's not him, in my eyes at least. So, it's not something I could expect from a player of his caliber. And here we go, see Fake taking out George. Just looks like every encounter at the moment is going in favor of ESPC. Just getting the better of TCM at the moment. Bleak coming around the corner. Lubishmir takes out Replan, but Bleak should be able to go. Oh no, he doesn't. Lubishmir shuts him down, headshot with that SMG. And Fake taking out Lubishmir, though, means that it is only Paradox left standing. And this is so unfortunate. He's made so much noise coming up here towards mid. He's got to be careful. There is a car there. No fire coming in. Fake coming in to reinforce it. They're not actually going for the bomb plant. Especially with the 2 players being split that far apart. And it looks like we have got the 2-round lead now going in favor of ESPC.
Yeah, they're really stepping up again now, and they're not letting TCM push as much. They're holding them back. You can see those mid nades obviously really keeping TCM boys at arm's length. But here we go, Luboshmir now drops a nade on Cinder's face, giving TCM the early advantage into this round. And that's exactly what they need. Mijansby is now making his way through market, I can imagine, with that SMG to hand. And there we go. George landing another nade. TCM really racking in the early frags. And here we go. George with another onto Jansby. George doing perfectly well in that B arch. Now Replan has to dart away with that bomb and thinking, actually, guys, let's make our way towards A. B seems a little bit of an impossible fortress to break through right now. So now Replan with, I think it's Bleak alongside him. Salting on, here we go, and there's one player by the well, and Replan gets the fire, but doesn't get the shot as King lands the headshot. Lovely little +10 from him, really holding that bomb site in quite the unorthodox position. It's a very gutsy position as well, and it seemed to pay off.
No, it's one of those things. I mean, King sitting there on that well, not a position that many people would use, but late round trying to utilize that. Seemed to work out very well for him, of course, catching both of those players off guard, not expecting him in that position. They're expecting him more towards the flower side of things. Either way, though, Paradox starting off the round there with a shot onto Fake. Jaws had already gone down earlier on, and it looks like TCM trying to get the good start this one. They're taking out Cinder too. Let's just see Hitch sitting back. We just see Lubishmir pushing up very aggressively. I don't understand why, though. As much as them having the lead, there's no reason for them to be overly aggressive and try and poke out their heads like that. King does get the final frag there onto Janswe, but I mean, again, they're in the lead. They shouldn't get too cocky about it. They should just rather just sit back and play it safe.
I'm not going to lie to you, I think this play suits TCM. I think that aggressive push really puts people off, and it's very hard to feel comfortable on this map if people are always in your face. If they're pushing from B alley, if they're pushing from mid, if they're pushing from A, you can't rest on your laurels, and a lot of teams do it. A lot of teams take the time around catwalk. But if TCM keep getting in their faces with Luboshmir obviously doing just that, it really keeps the team on the attacking side feeling just uncomfortable constantly. We do find ourselves in a 2v4, and this A push really working well for ESPC right now. As there's only one player standing. It is Hitch, and not for long because Jansby lands a frag. But personally, I think that's a really good way that TCM play. I feel you're always under pressure on catwalk. You can't, feel comfortable there, and you have to really work where you're pushing. And obviously, it's working out for Luboshmir because he's on 23 to 15.
Fair enough. I mean, when you get into the position where you just know that you can pretty much take them on in a one-on-one situation all the time, fair dues to him, but I don't know, that kind of little man on my shoulder keeps on just saying, just play it safe, just play it safe, because it is so close. Anyway, Paradox has started off with 2 superb frags. There's Fake and Sunday both go down. Replan getting a reply there as he takes out King. Anyway, moving back to mid, Jansweet takes that hitch, and it's all backed onto a 3-on-3. But it looks like TCM are in the better of the situation. They've got 2 players in mid, which is rather awkward. As it's probably not the best situation that they want. Paradox has moved up. It's got George just behind them. They aren't actually preparing anything for an A push. And if anything, Paradox are going to be the only ones to do it. Oh, he fails the jump. Makes his way across the arch. There is players towards car park. So he's got to be careful moving into this window building, of course. They can shoot through those walls. And the player just literally just sniped past his right-hand side. Oh, he's sitting there. He's twirling around. I think he just actually missed the opportunity to kill the player behind him. Moving forward, he is over on the flower bed. Don't know if he knows about the player in the car park. He has spotted the one in the arch. Unfortunately, Bleak takes out his teammate before Paradox gets the reply. Now with the 2-on-2, are they going to be rotating it back towards B? Ooh, not sure. Replay takes out Lubishmir. They're definitely going to go all the way back over towards B. Paradox are once again in a situation where he was in a good spot. Ooh, that nade was so well predicted. Holy flip. And Paradox now moving over towards that B side. There's a player on either side of that bomb side, left and right. That's really going to split his attention. He has spotted the player on the fence, though. If he can just get this one single frag, who is it? It is Replan. I think Replan may have spotted him, though. And just kind of trying to bait each other out. Way too much fire coming in from either side, though. Jans was going to get the final frag, and that's going to be 12-10 in favor of ESPC.
Who could have believed it? But here we go. I'm going to pick up with Jansweet here with the front spawn on the attacking side. And this is the round that really matters. Will he be going for that aggressive mid push? Yes, he is. He's going to try and avoid the nades, but Paradox's nade lands there just a little bit too quickly. But Bleak evening up already with the reply nade, avenging his fallen teammate. And now all even, but not before Cinder can crack down the TCM defense, which was hit at B. And now the B push is coming in thick and fast. Luboshman takes a stand, takes down Cinder. And now it's a 3v3. It's all happening at B right now. And Replan in that wooden house has to dart away to try and recuperate some of that health. But here we go. Fake takes down Luboshmir. And they seem to have gotten through this B defense that they had going. But there is a player right amongst the wolves. And it is George. And if George can do this, this could really make all the difference, folks. If George can peak at the perfect time and not get caught out, he can save this game for TCM, and this is what it comes down to. One individual player going absolutely huge. You can hear the bomb ticking down now. Not bringing out, and here we go, and Replan's there! And Replan knew that whole time, and he played it perfectly, and so well played to ESPC. And what a game we jumped into.
Definitely so. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. I think we should start just picking up the games from halftime on at least. But that was definitely a very good match. That's of course not going to assure that ESPC will more than likely go through to the playoff rounds. Of course, TCM can still bring it back, still make sure that they stay into those top 2 to advance through to the next round. Either way, though, guys, for now, looks like we are just going to try and go game hunting once more. But I have been Menace. Alongside me is Pansy. Do check us out on Twitter and Facebook. And of course, quadv.com if you want to check out any of our schedules and up-and-coming commentaries. Either way, though, stick around for a bit and we'll be right back with more.